The brutal murders of an elderly couple, Russell and Shirley Dermond, remains unsolved despite possible recent promising leads. For a decade, investigators from the Putnam County Sheriff's Office, as well as the FBI, have tirelessly worked to uncover the truth. Join us as we explore the haunting details of this mysterious tragedy and the ongoing pursuit of justice. On Fireside Unsolved, Episode 126, The Tragic Unexplained Murders of the Dermonds. Russell Joseph Dermond was born on June 6, 1925 in Hackensack, New Jersey. A diligent and ambitious young man, he went on to serve his country as a member of the United States Navy during World War II, a formative experience that shaped much of his character. After returning home from the war, Russell resumed civilian life and began paving the way for a stable and prosperous future. Around this time, he met Shirley Wilcox, a spirited young woman born on July 7, 1926, whose warmth and kindness left a lasting impression on him. The two fell in love and tied the knot on December 15, 1950, marking the beginning of a lifelong partnership. Together, Russell and Shirley decided to settle in the Atlanta area and created a loving home where they raised 4 children, instilling values of resilience, family loyalty, and compassion. Over the years, their family grew even larger with the arrival of 9 grandchildren, who filled their lives with joy and countless cherished memories. The Dermond story was one of enduring love and shared dedication, built on a foundation of hard work and commitment to each other and their growing family. Russell Dermond had a successful career in the fast food industry, becoming a well-respected business owner. After managing and operating several Hardee's locations in the bustling city of Atlanta, and through hard work, dedication, and a keen sense for business, Russell ensured a comfortable life for his family. After decades of commitment to his career, he decided to retire in 1994, ready to enjoy a quieter chapter of life with his wife, Shirley. The couple chose to move to a serene and picturesque setting, into a beautiful home on Carolyn Drive, within the gated community of Great Waters at Reynolds Lake Oconee. A little over an hour's drive east of Atlanta, the Great Waters neighborhood offered the tranquility and exclusivity they desired for their retirement. Surrounded by rolling hills, lush greenery, and the pristine waters of Lake Oconee, it was an idyllic place for the Dermonds to embrace their golden years. It would be on May 1, 2014, while running errands in the small nearby town of Eatonton, Georgia, a routine outing like countless others, that Russell Dermond would be seen alive for the last time. Later that same day, he and Shirley spoke with their son Brad over the phone, a typical check-in that seemed entirely ordinary at the time. The conversation revealed no signs of distress or unusual activity, leaving nothing to suggest a tragedy was on the horizon. The Dermonds were well known in their community and were eagerly anticipated at a social gathering for the 2014 Kentucky Derby, scheduled to take place on May 3, 2014. Their neighbors had invited them to celebrate the iconic horse race, a much-anticipated annual tradition. However, when the couple failed to arrive at the event that Saturday, their absence raised immediate concern among friends who found it deeply out of character for the reliable and sociable pair. The couple was known for their punctual appearance, and it was unusual for them to miss a planned event without any notice. Over the next few days, calls to the Dermonds went unanswered, deepening the concern among their neighbors, friends, and family. It would be on May 6, 2014 that a concerned neighbor, unable to shake the growing unease about the Dermonds, decided to check on the couple personally. Arriving at the Dermonds' house, the neighbor found the front door unlocked, a detail that immediately felt out of place, especially in the secure, gated community of Great Waters. After looking around for any sign of either Russell or Shirley, they found the home empty, with no sign of anything out of the ordinary, or any sign something was wrong. Then, before leaving, the neighbor decided to check one more location, the garage. Inside the 2-car garage, the lifeless body of 88-year-old Russell Dermond was found lying on the floor in a small pool of blood. Even more chilling was the state of his body. He had been decapitated. The discovery sent shockwaves through the quiet neighborhood and marked the beginning of a deeply unsettling mystery. When police arrived at the Dermond residence, the scene raised more questions than answers. After conducting a thorough search of the house, they made a chilling realization. Not only was 87-year-old Shirley Dermond missing, but so was Russell's head. The gruesome nature of the crime suggested a calculated and violent act, and investigators initially feared that Shirley had been kidnapped, possibly as part of the attack. Despite the brutality of Russell's murder, the crime scene offered little in the way of physical evidence. There were no signs of forced entry, no clear indications of a struggle, and nothing to suggest an immediate motive. The absence of evidence only deepened the mystery, leaving law enforcement baffled. From the very start of the investigation, detectives ruled out the possibility of this being a random act of violence. The methodical nature of the crime, the lack of forensic clues, and the targeting of a quiet, elderly couple in a secure, gated community all pointed toward a more personal and deliberate motive. As the days continued to pass, the puzzle only seemed to grow more complex. 10 days after the shocking discovery at the Dermond residence, the case took another grim turn. On May 16, 2014, police received a call from a local fisherman on Lake Oconee. While out on the lake, the fisherman had come across something horrifying: 87-year-old Shirley Dermond's lifeless body. When police arrived at the scene, they found Shirley's body submerged in the water, weighted down with concrete blocks in what appeared to be a calculated attempt to ensure she would not be found. The condition of her body, combined with the method of concealment, indicated a deliberate effort to obscure evidence and complicate the investigation. An autopsy later revealed that Shirley had died from 2 or 3 deep, forceful blows to the head with a blunt object, which suggested a violent and personal attack. The discovery only deepened the mystery surrounding the Dermonds' tragic fate, leaving both investigators and the local community desperate for answers. At the outset of the investigation, detectives pursued multiple leads in an effort to uncover the identity of the perpetrator, or perpetrators, and determine their motive for the brutal slaying of the Dermonds. However, despite initial hope that the clues would yield answers, the trail eventually ran cold. Over time, the number of leads would unfortunately run out, leaving investigators struggling for solutions. And with that, the case grew increasingly perplexing. It seemed like the case was destined to be shrouded in mystery, as each avenue of inquiry led to a dead end. Though the motive and identity of those responsible remain unknown, Putnam County Sheriff Howard Sills has expressed strong convictions about certain aspects of the crime. Sheriff Sills believes that the nature of the killings points to the involvement of multiple individuals. Forensic evidence, including gunshot residue found on Russell Dermond's collar, led Sills to hypothesize that Russell was first shot in the head before being decapitated. The gruesome removal of his head, Sills theorizes, was a calculated effort to prevent police from recovering the bullet, which could have served as a critical piece of evidence. Additionally, Sills suspects the perpetrators entered the Dermonds' home with the intention of obtaining money. However, nothing appeared to have been stolen, leaving investigators puzzled about what, if anything, the killers had hoped to achieve. The deliberate, methodical nature of the crime has only deepened suspicions that the Dermonds were either specifically targeted, or it may be their deaths are a horrific case of mistaken identity. The true reasons remain an enduring enigma. In May 2024, a significant development in the case was made public by Putnam County Sheriff Howard Sills, renewing hope for answers in the Dermond murders. Sheriff Sills confirmed that DNA evidence found on Russell Dermond's shirt did not belong to either him or Shirley. This revelation marked a potentially critical breakthrough in the investigation. It's probably going to be whoever carried out these murders, or at least someone who was a party to the crime, Sills explained. While the DNA finding ruled out the Dermonds, it raised new questions about who might have left the DNA behind. The sheriff emphasized that additional testing is still needed to determine whose genetic material was found. But the discovery has provided investigators with a concrete lead in a case that had otherwise gone cold. The announcement has brought renewed attention to the case, fueling speculation and cautious optimism that this small but vital clue might eventually lead to the unraveling of the tragic mystery surrounding the Dermonds' deaths. "I've never encountered a case like this in my 22 years with the FBI," said Special Agent Andy Smith, a seasoned investigator who spent the last 9 years on this baffling case. He revealed that new leads have emerged, not only from DNA evidence, but also from a detailed analysis of cellular data. Smith made it clear, however, that the investigation is far from over, and that authorities have kept many of their findings tightly guarded. Smith vowed, "There are several pieces of information we're evaluating that no one knows about. We have leads, and we're searching for you. We won't stop until we find you." As this case continues to unfold, the search for answers remains relentless. A $25,000 reward is being offered for anyone with information about the Dermonds murders. If you have any information that could help solve the mystery of the Dermonds murders, don't hesitate to come forward. Remember, justice is still within reach and every detail matters. If you have any details, please contact the FBI's Atlanta field office at 770-216-3000 or the Putnam County Sheriff's Office at 706-485-8557. Thank you for joining us for another episode of Fireside Unsolved. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe to help the channel grow. Until next time, take it easy and be easy, you filthy bastards.